From his controversial and problematic career to some very valid reasons to step away from the sport, this is Jon Jones teasing retirement after his next fight. Jon "Bone" Jones has established himself as one of the greatest fighters in the history of the sport. But did you know the legendary UFC star served 3 suspensions in his 15-year career? The first 2 suspensions were the result of some truly boneheaded decisions and ultimately interrupted the prime of Jones's career. With several lengthy spells away from the octagon, Jones defied all expectations and returned each time without losing a step. After his most recent absence, Jones moved up to the heavyweight division and secured the championship belt without breaking a sweat. So the UFC community caused some serious commotion when Bones unexpectedly hinted at his retirement. In a shocking announcement on Twitter, Jones insisted that his upcoming bout with Stipe Miocic would be his last ever appearance in the octagon. He tweeted, "How cool would it be to spend my retirement fight dominating the greatest heavyweight of all time in my home state at Madison Square Garden." After a long and controversial career decorated with a boatload of championship titles, Jones suggested it may be time to hang up the gloves. Fans headed to social media pleading with Jones to rethink his decision. Supporters were in an uproar and genuinely confused that Jones would suddenly call it quits. One pundit even replied to Bones and tweeted, "Chill, I'm not ready for your retirement." The 2-time light heavyweight champ responded jokingly saying, "Okay, my bad, I'll keep fighting." There's a huge cloud surrounding the validity of Jones's claims, sending fans into a state of sheer disbelief. Because of his phenomenal striking power and stellar ability to finish off his opponents, Jones has become an icon in the UFC. With a near-perfect 27-1 record, the 35-year-old warrior has dismantled anyone who dare challenge his superiority. But thanks to his spotty criminal record and a number of run-ins with police, Jones has become quite the polarizing figure. He faced a number of hefty fines and was even stripped of his championship belts. Regardless of his troubles outside of the ring, he's proven his extraordinary capabilities on countless occasions. Throughout his career, Jones has piled up the victories and successfully defended his belt 15 times. There's no one even remotely close to his elite status or exemplary dominance in the sport. In fact, as of March 2023, Jones is listed as the #1 pound-for-pound fighter in the UFC after climbing up to the heavyweight division and submitting Cyril Gane via a guillotine choke. Jon Jones proved that he's capable of taking down anyone. His emblematic title performances against Lyoto Machida and Ovince St. Preux cemented his status as the greatest to ever step foot in the octagon. He currently holds the record for the most consecutive light heavyweight title defenses and has left a trail of destruction in his wake. Jones has never been outscored, knocked out, or technically defeated in a fight, with his only loss coming via disqualification. After commanding victories in his first 3 UFC contests, Jones was DQ'd in his fight against Matt Hamill. The referee alleged that Bones was using illegal 12-6 elbows, which UFC president Dana White later disputed. His rivalry with MMA legend Daniel Cormier propelled him to superstardom in the early stages of his career. It's fair to say that Jones has transformed into the GOAT of the UFC, and fans feel they are owed an explanation for his retirement announcement. So, why would Bones hang up the gloves when he's still somehow in the prime of his career? While he's yet to give out a specific reason, there's quite a few possibilities that may have influenced the dynamic star. The first potential explanation is the physical toll that MMA has taken on his body. Father Time has yet to catch up to Jones, but he's approaching 2 decades as a professional fighter. Although Jones has yet to be knocked out, he's definitely absorbed his fair share of massive blows. Could you imagine getting hit in the head for over 15 years? Yeah, me neither. The abundant head trauma just may have pushed Jones to the brink, forcing him to focus on his health. Mixed martial arts is no walk in the park. It's a physically demanding sport with potentially severe consequences. Just think of the countless NFL stars who were diagnosed with CTE, and those guys wear frickin' helmets. Jones has emerged victorious in all but one of his fights, yet there's no denying the myriad of brutal hits he stomached. Let's not forget the intense dedication and commitment that fighting calls for. Most fans don't realize Jones puts in thousands of hours of preparation before each fight. He's also required to make weight for his contests, which necessitates a painstaking attention to dieting. Bones recently packed on some serious muscle in his journey to to the heavyweight division. During weigh-ins for his championship bout with Cyril Gane, Jones weighed in at a whopping 248 pounds. That's 43 pounds heavier than the light heavyweight class, meaning he spent months in the gym to qualify for his most recent fight. His excruciating workout routine and dedication to compete against heavyweight opponents might have been too tall of a task. Another possibility for an early retirement is the emotional distress brought on by his troubles outside of the octagon. Jones has been subject to numerous scandals, propelling him into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons. He checked into rehab for alcoholism and was caught with cocaine in his system before a fight. Addiction is difficult enough to cope with on its own, but having the press scrutinizing your every move just might have taken its toll on Jones. His reputation has been torn to shreds, thanks to domestic violence allegations and having been arrested 5 times. Perhaps his retirement decision was the byproduct of the many questionable decisions in his personal life. Jones might be cutting his career short to focus on self-improvement and repairing his tarnished legacy. Jon Jones's impact on the UFC is unquestionably massive, since he's achieved practically everything there is to accomplish in the sport. But another reason for his retirement decision might be his inexperience as a heavyweight fighter. As his upcoming bout with Stipe Miocic approaches, fans eagerly await some much-needed clarification. The outcome of the fight could certainly impact Jones's decision, should he face his first official defeat in the octagon. He enters the fight as the heavyweight favorite, yet Miocic is a bona fide warrior. He's currently listed as the number 4 heavyweight fighter and boasts 4 successful title defenses. Miocic holds the record for the most wins in heavyweight title fights and looks to be Jones's most difficult challenge yet. When Stipe isn't bashing skulls and claiming championship belts, he volunteers as a firefighter in Valley View, Ohio. Remember, Jon Jones has only fought once as a heavyweight and may not have what it takes to compete with some of the best in the weight class. He's become a fan favorite and beloved UFC fighter, but Jones is still expected to dominate the contest. Thanks to his impressive record in title defenses matches, Jones is the early favorite with a negative -340 odds to emerge on top. But all of that could change in the blink of an eye. Jones has only fought one fight in the heavyweight division and has yet to be truly tested with his new and bulkier frame. Who knows? Maybe Jones is secretly fearful of Miocic and expects the worst in their upcoming title fight. Bones could easily be outclassed, since his experience as a heavier fighter is very limited. Prior to choking out Cyril Gane, he looked a bit sluggish and vulnerable. Jones gained over 40 pounds to qualify for the new weight class and might have bitten off more than he can chew. Dana White announced that the heavyweight clash will take place in the fall of 2023. So, Jones has a lot of time to reconsider his retirement. There's no question that the heavyweight clash will be one for the ages, but the UFC community will remain in a state of panic until Jones officially clears up his comments on his strange retirement announcement on Twitter. So, from some valid reasons to step away from the sport to his controversial and problematic career, this is Jon Jones teasing retirement after his next fight.